to work on. I mean, from a team standpoint, it's all about center. What we're going to do at center. We're going to have a battle there. It's been a while since we've had 7 offensive linemen back that have started for us and won games for us. It's been a while. So to have, 7 guys that have lined up and won games for us, that's where it starts. And then you got Linthicum in there that's 8. He's going to be a guy that's going to have a chance to go compete to be the starter. And then you throw in a couple of those red shirts and Ian Reed and Big Zach. Big Flapjack, excited about that. Dietrich, can Matt get him to take? Can we get him? If we could just ever get that kid to get his commitment greater than the talent. That's kind of his talent is greater than the commitment. That's kind of where it's been with him. And if we can get that changed, then that kid can help us. And then you got, a couple of these young guys, and Elijah Thurman that's here right now, who's really flashed, and you see his athleticism. Mason Wade, same thing. So we got some pieces that we really like. And so it'll be all about center and the competition there. And then we know what Brenny can do. How does that other group emerge? We know what Maffa can do. All right, let's see, man. Let's see Jarvis and Jay and Adams and Easy Yomame. Let's see what all them guys can do this spring. It's going to be fun.
I was asking about the center. Who are the other guys that you're going to see besides Ryan competing there?
Yeah, you'll see Ryan and Harris and Trent will primarily compete right out of the gate. We'll see how it all shakes out. Elijah Thurman is a guy that, obviously Watson Young we think has really good and long-term potential as a center for us, but he's out. So we'll get him back at some point. But Elijah Thurman, those of you who followed him a little bit in recruiting, this kid, he played left tackle. I mean, he's a little bigger than J Mack, and he's got that type of athleticism and strength that can play left tackle. But he's powerful to play guard. But he's also played center. Like, you have verifiable film. And so he's kind of a wild card in there. We'll see how it all plays out, but I think that's where it'll start for sure. Ryan and Trent and Harris they'll all get opportunities to compete, and we'll go from there.
I guess at defensive end, we know TJ Parker obviously coming back, but who are some of the other guys you hope emerge at that spot? Yeah,
well, we're really fortunate. We're really blessed with some guys that have a lot of experience, and so Peter Woods is the guy that gives us he's kind of the wild card, if you will. He gives us a lot of flexibility. So, you'll see Peter and TJ out there at end, kind of starting out, and because we feel great about our interior guys in Peyton Page. Peyton's at a funeral. Y'all won't see him today, by the way. His grandfather passed away. Eric's dad, his dad's dad. So he's gone for that through the weekend. But Peyton Page, Trey Williams, K Part, Steph Island. We got a couple of young ones coming in here that we're really excited about. We got a deep group right there, and so we're actually taking Peter and Caden Story, are 2 guys that we've moved in, and Peter will continue to play both, especially in like pass situations and things like that, and you'll see that through the rest of his career. He'll be a guy that will be dynamic and move him around, but that's where it starts. Really excited about Hoffler, AJ Hoffler. I mean, he really developed last year, and he's a natural pass rusher and still kind of putting some of the other stuff together. Jaheim Lawson. We got I told you about Armand. He's out. I'm really disappointed in that because Armand can help us. He would have helped us this year. So, hey, we don't have him. So we've got a little group. We got a couple of young guys in here. Kasai's here. We'll see what he's doing. Darian will be here this summer. He's one of the guys that isn't here yet. Obviously Denhoff. This kid's played a ton of football for us and got a lot of experience this year. I think Rump's gonna be great for those guys. It's already been a really good transition there, and then we'll see if Zaire can take a step or not. But we like the group, especially with the addition. We felt like in our recruiting, we addressed our recruiting within our room. And there was nobody out there that we felt like could come in here and beat out Peter Woods. So, we roll with what we got. And I do think Caden Story is a guy that will probably be an intriguing guy as we go through the spring. He looks great. He's athletic. He's about 260, and he's got his body in a good spot. So I'm excited about the group.
How does Peter, obviously the last time we kind of saw this was with Christian. How does his situation kind of, is it similar to what Christian? How are they similar or how are they different?
Similar in that they're both dynamic, but Peter's fast. He might be the fastest D lineman we have. I mean, not that Christian's slow, God forbid. Christian, you're fast. He watches this. I'll be getting a text message from him, but Peter can fly. I mean, he's freaky. He's stronger. He's just he's a freaky dude, man. I mean, it's not, you can play anywhere, and he can play in at 290 and play it as fast as you need him to play it. That guy's a football player, man. He could probably play Mike Backer for us. So you'll see him, you'll see us use him in a lot of ways, especially now that he's got a year under his belt, and he gives us a lot of flexibility. Obviously, T.J. Parker, what he did last year was pretty special for a freshman, and but he's just an incredibly gifted, fast, explosive, strong, powerful football player. And really understands the game. Played at the highest level, 7A. Played in 5 state championships in a row. I mean, the kid's he's a winner. He's a grinder. He's got the mindset that you want. So all those things bode well for us.
After the latest round of off-season developments with college sports, where's your head today about where it's going to be in a couple, 3, 4 more years with, National Labor Relations Board giving a basketball program the right to unionize, more talk of pure pay for play, NIL actually fading away, but the athletes becoming employees of the schools, et cetera?
I'm voting you for commissioner because you're going to figure it all out for sure.
I haven't figured it out. I'm wondering what you're thinking.
Yeah, well, I'm just worried about practice today. That's what I'm thinking. I'm focused on what I control, and that is, my effort, enthusiasm, and attitude to go coach and teach and lead today and inspire and motivate. That's what my focus is. All the rest of that stuff, nothing's changed for me. I mean, it's there'll be more dominoes coming. What that looks like, I don't know. But for me, man, I'm still about leading these guys and trying to graduate these players, trying to develop them as men. Trying to make sure they have a good experience and trying to help them win a championship. And that's never going to change for me.
Do you have a strong opinion on what they do with the early signing or with the signing periods?
Yeah, there was a lot of talk. We had a lot of conversation about that at the coaches convention, and I actually spoke on that some in our kind of private meetings there. But I didn't really care. I just wanted to move it up anywhere. I mean, I whether it's 1st of December, middle of November, August 1st, I could care less. I just wanted. I'm for anything earlier than the portal, because I think it really hurts the high school kids. I really do. And so I think it gives the high school an opportunity for those kids to be signed before the portal opens. I think it's a positive. I don't know, has that happened yet? I know there's been some talk about it, but hopefully that'll happen.
Yeah, all those conversations come up though, and I know for me personally, the last couple of weeks, from friends to coworkers to complete strangers, they've said they should move the signing period up. And I go, you know who said that last year? Dabo Swinney. He's been saying that. And you get a lot of flack for the comments that you make. They get taken out of context, spread nationally from what you say in some of these press conferences. How much of that, though, is conversations that you were having with coaches, and you're just the one who's willing to say it in front of a microphone?
Yeah, actually, if you could probably go back about 7 years before we ever even had an early signing period, I was beating that horse and talking about, I presented it at our AFCA coaches meetings. I presented it to the ACC, and didn't get much traction. I talked about why we needed an early signing period, et cetera, and you know, I'm not looking for any credit for any of that stuff. I'm just glad it happened. But as far as all the national stuff, I don't know. I
need more of like how much of that is like you've been thinking on this and feeling this in your heart, and how much of it is you and other coaches that you know this is a narrative that we just don't hear from other people, but it's conversations you guys as coaches have been having and fighting for behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, we're one of the few professions where I think the experts in the profession don't have any say. I don't know if that makes sense, you know, if you get a toothache, you know, you go to the dentist, right, and you open your mouth, and if he says, dang, you got a root canal and you need it right now, well, what are you going to do, Cornblute? You go, a drill, baby, all right? Like, you just like, what? Fix it, right? You don't know, right? You know, this is what they do. And, you know, we're the patient walking in there, okay, if you go see the doctor and then all of a sudden he goes, man, golly, we got to put a stent in you right now. Like, you just kind of trust the experts and what they do. And it's a really interesting phenomenon, I mean, honestly, because, I mean, I've been in college football since 1988. I mean, I've done it all. I've walked on. I've been a scholarship player. I've been a coach, GA, a coach. I've been a head coach. I've been with 18 to 23-year-olds for 30 years. I've been one. I've raised 3 of them, and I've lived with them for 30 years. I've been doing life with this age group. I've got a lot of knowledge. You know, I got a PhD in 18 to 23-year-olds. I do. But I got no say, you know, and we really don't. Coaches really have no